When Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce first went public, the internet reacted the way it always does when two cultural powerhouses collide. Fast forward to now, and whispers are growing louder. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are reportedly facing the first real test of their relationship. Cue dramatic music. But before we spiral into doom scroll mode, let's pause. Because here's the surprising truth most people forget. Every relationship, yes, even celebrity ones, has a first real test. And sometimes, that test isn't a scandal or betrayal. It's simply real life showing up uninvited. So what's really going on? Is this the beginning of the end, or the moment that proves they're built to last? Let's unpack the story, the pressure, and the lessons hiding in plain sight. And, trust me, you'll want to stick around for the end. When Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce first sparked dating rumors, it didn't feel forced. It felt fun. There was Travis publicly admitting he tried and failed to give Taylor his number. There was Taylor showing up at NFL games, casually rewriting the rules of sports viewership. There were sideline kisses, post-game hand-holding moments, and a vibe that screamed, high school crush, but make it global. Fans loved it because it felt refreshingly normal, despite being anything but. Taylor, known for turning heartbreak into chart-topping anthems, seemed lighter. Travis, usually seen in pads and helmets, suddenly looked like a guy who couldn't believe his luck. It was playful, public, effortless. But here's the thing about fairy tale beginnings. They don't last forever. And that's not a bad thing. It's just reality knocking. Which begs the question, what happens when the honeymoon phase fades? A first real test doesn't automatically mean trouble, cheating, or secret drama. More often than not, it means external pressure colliding with internal expectations. In Taylor and Travis's case, that pressure comes in layers. Relentless media attention, conflicting schedules, career obligations that don't pause for love, public expectations from millions of fans. At some point, every couple hits the moment where love stops being just exciting and starts being intentional. That's usually the test. The kind where you ask yourself, can we still choose each other when it's inconvenient? From the outside, fame looks glamorous. Private jets, front row seats, VIP, everything. But behind the scenes, fame is exhausting. Taylor Swift's life is mapped out months, sometimes years, in advance. Tours, recordings, brand obligations, global travel. Meanwhile, Travis Kelce lives on an NFL calendar that revolves around training camps, game days, recovery, and performance pressure. So while one is riding the high of a career milestone, the other might be dealing with physical exhaustion or professional stress. That mismatch can quietly test even the strongest connection. Because love isn't just about showing up when cameras are flashing. It's about showing up when the other person is drained, distracted, or emotionally unavailable. There's a common myth that relationships work best when one person takes the spotlight and the other stays in the background. Taylor and Travis don't fit that mold. They're both leaders, both successful, both used to being the center of attention. And while that can be incredibly empowering, it can also create subtle friction. Not because of ego, but because of energy. When both partners are giving 110% to their careers, what's left for the relationship? This is where many couples, celebrity or not, hit an aha moment. Love isn't just about compatibility, it's about capacity. How much emotional space do you have left at the end of the day? Imagine millions of people analyzing your body language, tone of voice, and facial expressions. Now, imagine doing that while simply trying to exist in a relationship. Taylor Swift knows this pressure better than most. Her past relationships have often been dissected, debated, and sometimes weaponized in public narratives. Travis, while used to public attention, is now experiencing a different kind, one tied to his personal life, not his performance on the field. That kind of scrutiny can quietly influence how a couple moves, communicates, and even argues. And yes, arguments are normal. The difference is theirs happen under a microscope. So, how do you protect something personal in a world that demands access? The first real test might not be about distance or schedules at all. It could be about boundaries. How much do they share? What stays private? When do they say no to appearances, interviews, or speculation? Healthy boundaries are often forged under pressure, and couples who survive their first major test usually do so by learning how to draw a line together. The first real test often comes when couples realize that chemistry alone isn't enough. That's not failure, that's growth. And growth, while uncomfortable, is where the strongest bonds are built. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have already shown a willingness to show up for each other in very public ways. The next chapter may require something quieter and arguably more meaningful. If Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are indeed facing their first real test, that doesn't signal the end of their story. It signals the moment where the story becomes real. Because love isn't proven in the easy moments, it's revealed in the challenging ones. And whether you're watching from the sidelines or living your own version of this test, remember, growth often looks like uncertainty before it looks like strength. Do you think public pressure strengthens relationships or slowly wears them down? Have you ever experienced a first real test that changed everything? Drop your thoughts, share this with someone who loves a good love story, and let's keep the conversation going.